So this morning, Planet Eclipse announced the Gtek 170R, and we're just gonna take a quick look at it. So the whole reason this thing was announced this morning is because Planet Eclipse and a lot of the other paintball manufacturers are at a trade show called Paintball Extravaganza in Washington, DC. And today, they showed off that 170R. So the 170R, you can kind of think of as a newer version or a modernized, updated version of the Gtek 160R. So since this 170R isn't like a leaps and bounds change, it's kind of just an updated version of the 160R. We are going to see some of those like more familiar features or things in the 160R kind of roll over into that 170R. So the 170R still has the Gamma Core bolt system, that bolt that's very, very popular, and it's just crazy reliable, like air efficient, easy on paint. Everything's good about it. It only works at 135 PSI, making it definitely one of the lower operating pressure bolts in paintball, really. It also is still going to have the same board on the inside, so the electronics are the same, that navigation console and that OLED screen, I should say, are going to be the same as like the 160R, or just really the original Gtek. The thing that I'm kind of surprised about though, like on that trigger frame area, are the grips. Like I figured that Planet Eclipse would have put like an updated version, or maybe like a little bit cheaper version of the CS2 grips that like kind of like unsnap in the middle and come off really easy. These still have screws on the outside, so you got 2 screws on each side to just remove the grips. It's really not a problem, it's not a big deal. It just looks a little bit older using like the screws. Like we've seen with the Empire 6 recently, they got rid of all the screws on the outside of their gun. And that's something I guess they would have liked to see with the 170R. The grips just look a little old, but the rest of the gun looks a little more modern. So modernizing it, they did get rid of that AT pipe, that air transfer pipe that kind of goes across the foregrip to the trigger frame to help take air from that regulator into the gun. So now there's no more AT pipe. So they don't have the regulator in the foregrip anymore either. They had to move it into the trigger frame. So now they're changing it to the trigger frame and they're calling that regulator the SL6. It's not really a new regulator. They're just moving it from the foregrip into the trigger frame. So they're renaming it the SL6. And beneath that regulator, or like kind of part of the regulator really, is the pops on off. So previously 160R just came with a different on off. So it's nice to see that pops on off now coming standard on the 170R, just like the CS2 or even the Ether 2. So it's good to see that gun that's really twice the price of the Ether 2 now coming with that better pops on off. They also like changed the like vernacular around the trigger a little bit. They're saying like it has 4 pivot points and 2 like micro ball bearings or something like that in the trigger. I don't think it's a different trigger than the 160R, but we're gonna have to really kind of wait until I open the thing up and actually take a look at the thing. So along with that regular 170R, Planet Eclipse are also releasing the M170R, a mechanical version of the 170R. So they really just gut the electronics and put a mechanical frame on there, and you have a mechanical 170R. So this is not like the first time Planet Eclipse has done this though. Originally when the Gtek launched, it was just electronic, and then Planet Eclipse sold an upgrade to make it mechanical. That trigger frame was a sliding trigger frame, and now we get like that hinge frame or like that pivoting trigger. I like that a lot. It's kind of like the same trigger we've seen on the EMEC. I can just shoot the thing a little bit faster. So 3 ways to buy this, and Planet Eclipse are going really after 2 segments of the market. They're really pushing for that high-end-ish mid-range gun, really going after the Empire 6 with the 170R. So with Planet Eclipse are really kind of going after 2 markets. They're really going after that Empire 6 in that like mid-range, high-end-ish price, that like sub $1,000 price. And then really the Shocker CVO is going to be the biggest competition for this M170R. So guys, this was just like a quick overlook just to kind of show off the new Planet Eclipse 170R. I have one of these on the way after this Paintball Extravaganza trade show thing happens. And I'm gonna do a review on this thing. So hopefully, about 2 weeks, you'll see a 170R review.